I think it's been now about, correct me if I'm wrong, but about 10 years ago, in 1991, that they started negotiating for this piece of property that we're sitting on right now, which was called the Wind Nursery. And this was Rich's vision to someday have a church here that would be able to expand and have some parking, because we didn't have but I think about 20 parking spaces up at the old church. And here we have 400 plus parking spaces and need more already. But Rich's desire was to come here, and the negotiations for the property took quite a period of time. But we really felt it was of the Lord, because when Wind Nursery finally decided, yes, they would sell it to us, they sold it to us for $1,100,000, I believe it was. And they allowed us over 3 years to pay for it with no interest on the money that we paid it off on.
And as Bob has mentioned, he had this vision for years about a new church in this piece of property. And when he first went to visit the Wynn brothers, and he made them an offer, and they literally laughed at him and said, "You got to be kidding." And he said, "But you don't understand, this is all the money we have, and we're not going to pay any more. And if God wants us to have this piece of property, he'll supply it." Well, God in his infinite manner would say, piece by piece, there was people in the city and all kinds of folks wanted to buy this property for investment to make money, either into single homes or apartments or what have you. And the city codes would absolutely say, no way. And the property sat here all the time. And it's obvious to everybody now that the fact that the reason it was not sold to anybody else is because God had in mind for this church. And then when he went down, as Bob mentioned, to make the terms to buy it, it was just unbelievable. And Rich had that faith, step by step, in the building, and with the philosophy you mentioned before, is to pretty much pay as you go and not to go in debt. And that was because of his years as an understudy with Mr. Dunlap and Mr. Gary. He had a great experience and a great exposure with both these men. And he had a great ministry in his own right before he took over as the senior pastor.